What is happening, folks? Welcome to Hunting with Tripler. As resellers, we all have times when the find really just overwhelms us. We've got to share it and we feel just phenomenal about it. But there's also those instances where there's epic fails, where you just made the wrong decision, or you completely thought where you were going to was something entirely different, and in those instances, you look like a rookie. So let me show you one of mine.
I collect so many things. Would you like to share this journey with me? I will show you the prizes I got today. So come along with me, come on and join in the chase. Yeah!
You've already won me over in spite of me. There's a fair amount of nostalgia that hits this channel, and last week I got to go to a concert with my wife to Alanis Morissette. And for some of you who might be thinking, nah, that's not that big of a deal, seriously, it was. She's one of those artists that when you see them live, it's 1,000 times better than what you thought of the album. How many #1 or singles were on Jagged Little Pill? There was like 5 or 6 singles off of one album. And I know some of you might not love her, but man, that voice is powerful. It was nostalgia overload at the Hollywood Bowl. So folks, in today's episode, I went to the Long Beach Expo, which is considered the collectibles, cards, and coin show. I've been to this before, and I think I remember it differently, or got it confused with another one, because I had made an episode before I'd gone assuming I was going to have all these objectives. Well, some of those objectives I met, but there's one in particular that you kind of go, what were you thinking? So today I'm going to take you into what I thought was going to be an awesome nostalgic sort of event here in Long Beach, and it turned out to be, well, a lot of coins. And it was really sleepy, and it was really boring, and you could hear from one side of the hall all the way to the other. So yeah, it really wasn't nostalgic at all. Take a look. The Long Beach Collectibles Expo is finally in town. And I don't have a booth and I don't have anything special going on, but I have some objectives and I want to see how successful I can be going to this Collectibles Expo and seeing if I can accomplish 3 things. You guys may or may not remember, but almost a year ago, I had this wad of cash, foreign currency, that I pulled from a storage locker. Cash, and it was foreign currency, but there was $500 worth of Japanese currency. Now this is primarily Japanese notes that are from the 80s and 90s, and technically they aren't really used in circulation anymore. So my goal is to see if I can find anyone at this coin, collectibles, comics, and card show to see if I can exchange this for actual cash. This will be my first objective when we're at the show. My second objective is to take this sealed copy of Gauntlet Legends for N64 and seeing how much value I can get out of this, whether it be trade, whether it's cash. I have about $110 into this cart right here, but I'm thinking if I can get between $250 and $300 in trade, I might actually pull the trigger. So objective number 2, what can we get for Gauntlet Legends? My last objective is to go in and find some vintage packs of basketball cards and just open a couple on camera. I know that's not primarily what you guys like to see on the channel, but I think if I can get like my hands on a really vintage pack, maybe between 87 to 89, that might be something super interesting to watch. I am not holding my breath I'll be successful with that, but I'm definitely gonna give it a shot and hopefully open up something amazing. So those are my objectives. I'm on my way right now. Look at this beautiful place, folks. That's where we're going into. Hoping to find some deals and meet 3 objectives. Or more, we'll see. So right as I get into this place, I'm already starting to notice that there's a lot of coin collectors here. And initially, that was fine with me, but it just kind of kept going and going and going. And I started to think, having seen so many coin dealers, I'm gonna have to take some refuge in any card dealer, any kind of dealer that's not coins. And he had some comic books, and I'm starting to get just a little bit more comfortable here. And then out of the corner of my eye, I spot a $125,000 card. Oh man. Here's another one graded at $5,000, and the prices are pretty much all over the board. What caught my attention on the website is that they said they were doing PSA grading services. But when I got there, what they were charging was $150 to help you input your cards into the computer, and you'd still have to send them off. That was brutal. Alright, I got a tip on Objective 1. There might be a guy here who would buy it, so we're heading over to a booth of a guy named Larry who is probably willing to take a look at what I got. So here we go.
Yeah, because it's obvious it would look new at some point.
It did, but when I got it, it literally
it was that way?
just
Okay.
like that.
Yeah.
So
20 British. Just write it down. Yeah. The funny thing is, this show, I bought so much exchange. It's
Is that
incredible.
right?
Yeah.
well, I hope you do well on it.
Well,
obviously.
you know,
20 British, Larry?
yeah, 20 British. Canada, we got 20, 30, 40, 60, 65, 70, 77.
Okay. What else?
I said, sure, I'll see what I can do.
And if you hand me my computer, I'll figure it out.
Yeah, it doesn't get a lot of love, does
There's
it?
4, 40, 1.
Alright guys, so objective number 1 has been achieved. We sold the foreign currency. If you want to know how much we made, you're gonna have to watch the end of the video, because it was solid. I remember this as a kid. I mean,
Yeah, it brought back a lot of memories for a lot of people yesterday.
Yeah.
A lot of them were looking at it and going, oh yeah, I used to watch the show.
absolutely. You know what this face is, folks? This is the face of, well, disappointment for sure. The Long Beach Expo was a coin, collectibles, and cards. And on the site, I may have misunderstood the collectible side, because really wasn't much on the collectible side, and there were 0 video games. So my first objective, which was to sell back the currency, I definitely did that. Scored some great cash on that, but at the end of the day, my other objectives that I had, total failure, absolute failure. So let's recap what we did. So reviewing what we did is going to be, well, pretty short. Only one of the objectives was met. The second objective was absolutely impossible. And then the third one, well, it was just too pricey to even consider buying a pack of something that didn't have a Larry Bird, didn't have a Michael Jordan. And I just said to myself, I'll pass altogether. So for objective number 1, we took foreign currency into a guy named Larry at the coin portion of the expo, and he gave me $441. We can now actualize that $441 with respect to the locker that I got last year. It's been sitting on my desk for months, and now to have it actually be cash, well, I was pretty excited about that. So 441, objective number 1, check. So objective number 2 is really where the largest fail kind of comes about. This was not the kind of expo I thought it was going to be. I really anticipated more cosplay. I thought there were going to be people who were, you know, really into that sort of video game culture. I was expecting to see way more of the collectible side, and I totally misunderstood exactly what I was getting into. Now, some backstory here. I've been to collectible shows at this exact location, and they had exactly what I was expecting. Video games, Legos, toys, all sorts of nostalgia. And whatever this was just wasn't at all what I thought it was gonna be. Not doing enough research and really expecting it to be something else is where I would say I failed miserably. And the third objective, well, because the price was too high and because there weren't any notable packs, I'm gonna make it right now, and I'm actually gonna open a pack of cards where we haven't done that on this channel for a long time. So why don't we do what we haven't done in a long time, and let's open it up.
Let's open it up. Let's open it up. Let's open it up. Let's open it up.
What we're gonna open is a pack of cards that have been sitting on the shelf for an eternity, and I've been sitting at them, looking at them. Well, really, they've been looking at me, wondering if there's anything that's gonna happen. I have this sweet box of 1990 Fleer basketball, which is effectively worth nothing. And by the way, I have 2 cases of this that was part of my worst purchase of all time, where I spent over $10,000 and made absolutely zero on it. If you guys want to see that episode, I will link it above. It was brutal to actually experience a $10,000 loss, all because I thought these packs were going to be worth more. So to honor my terrible purchase, we're going to go ahead and open up one of these packs. 2 of these packs. I think I could open 100 of these packs and it probably won't make a difference. Number 1, I'm never sending a card into PSA again, so the graded component of it is never going to be realized. And number 2, I don't think there's a card in here raw that actually goes for anything over $50 or $60. So with that said, let's open at least 3 of these packs. I think we're looking for a Michael Jordan, and I just don't think anything else is really worth it. So we're gonna go ahead and grab, I guess, from the front. There's number 1. And then we'll go maybe a couple packs down, grab one right here. That looks pretty good. And then the last one, let's go top left, middle of the way down. There we go. 3 packs of really, in my opinion, worthless basketball cards. But right now, we're not gonna think about the possibility. We're just gonna look for some really worthless basketball cards. There was no gum in these packs, by the way. All right, what do we have on the cover? Let's see if we can, here we go. John Williams, Karl Malone. Nah, nope, nope, nope. So, Scottie Pippen, that's a cool card. Just, unfortunately, not really worth anything. What do we got? All right, we're gonna flip these around here. Nope, nope, nope. All these just not. And we got a Larry Bird. Okay, one of my all-time favorites. Can we? That guy. Anyway, as cool of a card this is, it really isn't worth anything. Pack number 2. Nope, 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 nope. There. Okay. Thanks, bud. I wanted 2 of you, at least. My favorite player of all time, B.J. Armstrong. And nada. Last pack. Here we go. And no, nothing. Bunch of worthless cards. Thanks for watching that episode of Let's Open It Up. And that was today's episode, folks. So yes, it was a misunderstanding. It was a lot of confusion and really felt like I had no idea what I was doing when I left that place. I had a whole bunch of footage that I captured in there, but as I was editing it down, I was like, man, this just doesn't make any sense whatsoever, considering there's absolutely no video games or really any 80s, 90s nostalgia whatsoever. But you know what, guys? It happens. I don't really feel that bad. We brought back Let's Open It Up, had some fun with that, even though I know a lot of you on this channel aren't really interested in cards. I will tell you that I have a couple of updates. PSA has moved from reviewing my cards into grading my first submission of cards, and the second submission is still in process, but the first one being the Pokemon cards that I had. I mean, I think it was like 77 Pokemon cards, which at this point, a lot of them just aren't nearly worth having sent at all. But at least they're grading them, and I'm expecting at this point, I think the turnaround time is probably anywhere between 30 and 45 days from the moment they start grading it. So that's a nice update. The second update is that the CGC comics that I sent in, if you guys remember an episode not too long ago where I'd gone to a garage sale and found a whole bunch of Weapon X comic books that were graded going for like $500 a piece. It was really insane. And I'm not sure if the market is held that high, but I have 13 of those exact comic books out being graded right now, and they're actually in the review process. So I think it's about 45 days from that point where I get those back. And that could be awesome towards our $60,000 goal, which, by the way, we are so far off from right now that I need a real serious pick-me-up. Anyway, folks, I hope you enjoyed today's episode. It was a lot of nostalgia, it was some fails, it was a lot of fun, and we brought back Let's Open It Up. With all that, there was a lot going on in today's episode. Stay safe out there, guys, and of course, I will see you next time. Take care.